Welcome to another edition of Would You Rather. Today we're talking about would you rather be able to be invisible, which is Bubbles' position, or fly, which is Yam's position. Bubbles, go for it.
If I had the option, I would rather be invisible because you could do many more things than fly. Yes, flying would be cool, but you have the chances of being seen, and then people would be all excited about that. But have you ever seen Heroes? Everyone gets all worried and panicked, and being the only one that could fly, people would want to figure out how you can fly and would take you into hospitals and poke and prod you and would think you were some crazy person and never let you out again. But if you're invisible, no one would ever see you, and you could do many things with your invisibility powers. You could get into free movies, you could save a lot of money on things like that. If you were ever just wanting to go look at cars, you could just kind of make yourself invisible and go and sit in any car you please. You could freak some people out, become like a ghost, and taunt people whenever you wanted to. If you had that really bad ex that you just really hated, there you go.
If I were given the choice of having the ability to fly or become invisible, I'd rather be able to fly. True, people would see me and maybe want to do the whole Heroes thing, but, you know, they'd get really stoked on me for like, I don't know, what, 3-4 months, and then forget about me for a little while? Yeah. And then, if you can turn yourself invisible, you know you're going to slip up, and you're going to just turn invisible and then come right back. And somebody's going to spring that on you and say, hey, this person can turn invisible. Frankly, I think more people would rather figure out how to turn a person invisible than see how a person can actually fly.
Well, just as Yam just pointed out, most people would want to be invisible than fly. They would forget about something that would fly, but would really be interested in someone that would be invisible, so he argued for me that everyone would want to be invisible.
We just took an informal poll here, and half the people would rather fly. So it's kind of split down the middle. So me making this phantom argument for everybody wanting to be invisible is really kind of a moot point here. But let's go back to what I was originally saying in the first half. It's far more utilitarian. I can fly to get to places. I don't have to deal with traffic, parking, you know, jerks on the public transit system, hobos begging for change. If you're invisible, you still gotta deal with all that stuff. You can't bypass all this. You're, you know, just the person who can, at the snap of a finger, just disappear for a little bit. No. You do this, you're still sitting on the bus seat next to the drunk hobo guy, who may or may not have just wet himself.
Final argument.
Yes, you could fly and avoid the transit system, but you would have birds, clouds, weather to deal with. They don't have weatherproof suits. Being invisible is just a plus. Same person you are with great power.
Alright. Being able to fly really wouldn't change who I am, so I'm still the same guy. I can just fly. Plus, I can fly to places instead of just be invisible in a place.